Alright, what you see here is a Lasko Decor America, otherwise, also known as the House Beautiful by many fan collectors. I got this fan new in a box from fan collector Tommy Bodden, better known on YouTube as the fan page, formerly known as the ceiling fan page. Paid about $30 for this fan to get it from him, and it's definitely a fan I really wanted for a long time. Since the laundromat nearby me that had two of them, plus it used to have three of them, but then one of them got replaced with a Hampton Bay Chatham because one of the blade arms broke and almost hit one of the customers in the head, so they had to replace it. I was finding a blade arm, and finding a replacement blade arm for this would be pretty tricky since these use different specific type of blade arms. So yeah, but they got replaced about a year and a half ago by 3 Hampton Bay Middletons when a new owner bought the place. As sad as I was that they were replaced, the fans were honestly in very bad shape, so I wasn't surprised. I actually don't blame the owner for replacing them. The blades were sagging so badly since they don't use them in the winter time, and they basically look like Huntington 3s almost, like Huntington fans that had the Jubilee blades, the Laskos that were there. It's the exact type that was there, except some's in a lot better shape, especially because it's brand new, the box and such. The only time it's been tested was when Tommy Bodden did a video of it about 2 years ago now, I think. It's actually been around 2 years since he got this fan. I'm not 100% sure, but it's been around that. So, yeah, in fact, it's one of the first fans he actually had, he did a video of on his channel, so I think it was actually this one that really got me into watching his video, so it is pretty neat to have this exact fan. And when I saw that he got this on that video, I was pretty jealous, but now I don't have a reason to be jealous of it no more. Yeah, it actually isn't that bad of an air mover, but it's just these fans have small motors and they don't really, from what I can tell, they don't hold up all that well compared to other fans. But, yeah, you're definitely a lot better than the Middletons that were replaced here, but the ones that were there in such horrible shape. And the blades were hanging down very low and such, so yeah, it kind of was about time. I wish I could have gotten them though, but I do understand why they already swapped them out. The reverse switch is on the top side of motor housing, so when I reverse, I'm going to have to go over here and flip it over. Yeah, I'm showing with the white side of blades. Apparently these have reversible blades. That's something I didn't know about the white version of it. There's bleach oak blades on the other side. It's the white and bright brass model. Be more specific. And yeah, let's go ahead and start off on no speed. Now, if I was to install this fan somewhere, I would definitely put a schoolhouse globe on it. I think those are the light kits that would look perfect on this. Something that I noticed is the vents on it kind of look similar to like the skinny vents that you see like on a Fasco Charleston. I know they're not the same exact vents, but it kind of reminds me of it, especially the blade arms are similar to it. It kind of had like a Fasco look to it, but I know it's not a Fasco, it's obviously a Lasko. But I'm wondering if Lasko like used some of the design, like copied some of the designs from Fasco fans and used it on some of their own ceiling fans back in the day. Could be a possibility, but I'm not 100% sure. Both of these actually moving a decent amount of air. It's definitely a huge difference testing one that's in very good shape, basically bringing it out of the box, and testing the two that were at that laundromat that were in horrible shape. I didn't even know that I know the one in the back had a lot of issues. It had like a bad cap. I didn't know the front one was that bad too, because when I watched the video of this fan that Tommy did a few years ago, I know that there was a huge difference in performance, and I know then I realized that like wow, the other one's actually in very bad shape too. He probably got hit by a lot of. I mean, the ceiling there was so low as it is. They really shouldn't even be fans there, to be honest. Well, they shouldn't have been nose types, but yeah, the ceiling there was extremely low, so I wasn't surprised that they got so beat up over the years. But yeah, it has a good low speed to it. Especially if I ever get like my own place and have and install some of my childhood fans, kind of like what Cole has for like the fan display. Of course, it won't be. I don't really see it ever being that big, due to me not being able to get. Probably won't be able to get a house that big and such, but my experience has. But this will definitely be like a fan I'd have hung up in the basement somewhere. Kind of like what John Reed or known on YouTube as Rock and Reed has in his basement. This will be something I'd install down there. Alright, let's go ahead and move it up to medium. But I got this at the Fanimation trip, the summer trip, right before I left to the DR. Although I didn't go to the summer trip for Fanimation, Mark Wilson went, so he picked it up for me. Oh, it's actually moving decent air on medium. It's really not that. I guess these fans, they move decent air, but they just don't hold up too well, I guess. And that's the same. I guess they have like very cheap parts and such. And they do have issues over time, but this one's brand new out of box. Honestly, doesn't have that issue. Definitely not Hunter air moving on medium, but it's not like Hampton, like Middleton air moving, obviously. These do have a very small motor in them. That's something I do know about these fans. The build on it doesn't seem too bad. It's I guess the parts that they use aren't really the best. It is moving pretty good air on medium. Honestly, if I was this would actually look pretty nice in the kitchen since it's white and brass. But it's just quality of it. Also, I'd rather kind of keep this one preserved and such instead of putting it in the kitchen. But at the same time, I would like to use it somewhere, but like not in the kitchen. Yeah, it's moving good air medium. Alright, let's go ahead and move it up to high speed. It has somewhat of a buzzing sound on high speed. Well, this one definitely goes pretty fast, so yeah, it's definitely a fact that both of those fans at the laundromat, well, both of the Laskos there had a bad cap on them. And this one definitely goes, oh wow, actually, it's moving pretty good amount of air. I'm pretty surprised by that. About to that, all these fans, even though they're nice, vintage looking fans, they really aren't that great quality. Quality wise, I can definitely agree on that. I do know that these fans are pretty cheaply made, but the fan is moving a pretty good amount of air. I'm feeling a good breeze from it over here. High speed is actually pretty close to, not exactly like 100 air movement, but it's close. It's definitely not like a cheap builder air movement, I can say that much. Definitely packs out a good amount of air. I'm actually very impressed by it. It's really not that. It's not bad like I thought it would be. I guess it's just because it's the first time I'm testing one that's in good shape compared to the ones that have bad caps on them. It's definitely a fan I'm not getting rid of ever. It's definitely one that's always going to stay in my collection. As these are major childhood fans for me. It's not like I guess I wouldn't say 100 air movement, but it's close to it. It moves more air than like a Harvey's classic style fan, to be honest. Like, it's around that, but a little bit more than that. But it is moving a pretty good amount of air, good enough that I would actually use it as a bedroom fan. The only thing is, I'm not really that big on having a white and brass fan in my bedroom. But yeah, it definitely moves a very good amount of air for being a cheaply made fan. Not cheaply made like today's standards, but for back then it definitely wasn't the highest quality fan and such, or a good fan. But it's a decent fan, I would say that much. It's not a completely garbage fan, but it's definitely better out there, but it's not that bad. The air movement definitely makes up for it, but has a nice look to it, so that is also a nice thing about it. So anyway, let's go ahead and do a spin down. Spin down shouldn't be too long because from what I know, the only time this fan's ever been tested before or run was when Tommy did a video of it, aside from right now, so shouldn't have that long of a spin down. So a little bit, not that quick of a spin as I expected it to. It's actually a little bit longer than I expected it to be, honestly. Alright, so I'm going to complete stop. I'm going to go ahead and reverse it. Alright. I reverse now to do it. Oops. Might move around a tiny bit on reverse just because I only have the motor sitting on the canopy. And so it's just for testing purposes. I'm not, oh, see, I don't show it that long on reverse anyways. Just quickly, just for those who like to see it on reverse. Oh, my dog's barking. Right, now for medium. It doesn't seem to move that much when I move it up to medium this time, so that's good. It's doing a pretty good job on medium as well. And missing that laundromat, didn't know that these fans could be reversed, the previous owner. Or maybe they just couldn't find a reverse switch for them, because they were on the top, so. I really find that a bit strange. I feel like it would be better to have it on the bottom, be a lot easier to access. I always can somewhat reverse it. I don't think if it's on a high ceiling, well, even if it was on a high ceiling, it would be impossible, be tricky to reverse either way. But it's easier if it was on the switch housing. Alright, now here's high. Moves go down high speed as well in reverse. Alright, I'll go ahead and shut it off. And that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.